You're back in Monrovia.
I am.
We're glad to have you back.
Thank you.
And you have a fan base here.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah, so it's no exaggeration.
It feels good to be back here.
Yeah.
And I like the way we just started the show, too.
Uh-huh.
Because that's really what public access kind of is all about.
Uh-huh.
'Cause it becomes an extension of your life.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's hard
And
to
I
tell
forgot to
where
announce
the
you.
show- I think this was great. Because somebody most likely is just going to turn this on.
Yeah.
It's on TV.
And they'll just be like, oh, I got in the middle of it.
Yeah. We start in the middle, though.
We start in the middle. We don't know where we end, but...
But yeah, no, it's good to be back here. And 'cause we were doing quite a bit of shooting here.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really learned a lot about production and just a lot of artistic stuff I learned here. And so
Yeah.
and so we were away from, you've always been here. I was away from Monrovia for a little bit.
Yeah.
But now that we're back after 2-3 years maybe.
Yeah.
And 3, because it was right before There's a Place started, I remember.
Oh, okay.
And that just kind of took the place.
Yeah.
It was like the summer, and then There's a Place started in the winter.
Yeah. And now that's been an evolution for you.
Right, and we're on 3 years almost of that.
Yeah.
In January.
Yeah.
So, just driving up, I was just flooded with memories of coming here.
Oh, really?
And all of the stuff that happened. I remember meeting you.
Yeah.
In the lobby.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I came here. Talked to Travis.
Oh boy.
And he was like,
"That's a treat."
Yeah. Hey, he always liked us.
Yeah. That was.
And he, I see he didn't bend the rules, but he let me take advantage of a loophole.
Yeah.
To get in the first place and get to know everybody.
Yeah.
And then we met in that bizarre improv class.
Yeah.
That was here on like Thursday nights.
Yeah, and there were some people in there that was nutties.
There were some real characters.
I bumped into one of the guys. Remember that weird guy that was a construction worker?
Benjamin McAdoo?
Yeah.
He was on the Del Talk show later.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He was nutty.
He was really nuts.
And I met him. He works in a machine shop now that does contract work with where I work, my machine finishing plant. And he came in and... do you remember me? And he goes, oh, yes, I do. And then we talked for a little while, and he was just
to see you.
He was just normal.
Mm-hmm.
But in our improv guys, he was not. Oh, he was.
It was actually kind of brilliant because it
helped. Because you need to be crazy.
Especially improv is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And when you get all these like drama students who are up in their head and who are not funny, this was like just people from the community.
Yeah, it actually
and like older people, like people who are not normally doing improv.
Yeah.
And then the guy teaching it didn't really seem like he had taken he was like one class ahead of the students.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a film major.
I remember Benjamin McAdoo, you were in it. And I
even Marlene, our famous...
was she in that class?
She was.
Whoa, okay, because
Marlene was in there. But you know what's funny? I think everybody who was in there was told by a friend to go in there. You know, they weren't aspiring actors. Nobody was. Like you said, it was just a character, and people said, you act freaking weird. Why don't you just go and get on stage and go, all right, we're there for a while.
I don't remember any of the scenes, any of the activities. I don't remember the last class. Oh, no, there was like a little party at the last class.
Okay, yeah.
And, and I remember for some reason there was one where we had to be animals. That one was really funny because of these weird people. You see where they associate?
Yeah.
And there was this one guy
really,
who had a thick accent, I remember, which kind of made it funny. But he started flapping like a bird.
Uh-huh.
And he's in his work clothes, and it was just so that sticks out in my mind.
Yeah.
As being this is messed up.
Now you've taken improv since then.
Yeah, I took all 4 at the UCB theater.
Okay. Now, those students were different than here.
Yeah.
Because they're all aspiring actors and comedians, and
this is the drama club at every high school in America. The peppiest one thinks they can move to LA and try it for real.
That's those
and get
people.
in commercials.
But the one was in our class was just citizens that had free time in their time in the evening. Civilians. So you probably saw a different type of improv.
Totally different.
Okay.
And like with that, like they tell you like you need to have a practice group and like run it, because you're only gonna way to get better. This was like 40 minutes every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and people would just show up and they would be like, "Hey, I worked in this construction site," or "Hey, I worked in a supermarket, and now I'm gonna," you know.
Yeah, it was.
But it worked though.
It got us together, and then we did the first thing we shot here was Let's Paint TV.
Oh yeah.
With Liebehart.
Yeah.
And you.
And me. No, I don't know. Liebehart was not here. Not for Let's Paint TV. Maybe for a second one, but the first one.
Was it he also painting Kilduff? Whatever happened
No,
with
that might have been a second Let's Paint TV. The first one was you had met Kilduff somehow.
John Kilduff got me into public access. I used to watch his show back in the day. I've known him for 15 years.
Yeah, we got to get together with him again.
Yeah.
He's like a talent that I can tell you right now in this career he's like stuck in neutral because he's too talented not to be making it. There's a lot less talented people on TV that have got their own shows, and he should have his own show.
Yeah.
He just needs the right producer. But anyway, he came in here, and I'm working on the lights with Steve Whistler, who's a great guy, and we're working on the lights, and you and him came in, and I hadn't seen you for a while, and you said we're going to shoot a show here, and I'm telling jokes. To you, I'm telling jokes to Steve, and we're just cracking up. And his guest didn't show up. No, this is not how I remember it.
Okay.
He came in, he's just like going, my guest didn't show up. He goes, so I need a guest. And he goes, hey, that lighting guy doesn't look like he's shy. And you're like going, oh no, that's Dirk. He's not shy. You can put the camera on him. And he goes, okay, well, hey Dirk, you want to be my guest? And then there we go.
That was sort of your audition for the Del Talk Show.
Yeah.
I knew that I wanted a sidekick, and I wanted it to be like not some guy my age.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted it to be like there to be a like a contrast.
Yeah.
Between, because I think it's funny.
Kind of like how Johnny and Ed were a contrast.
Yeah.
They weren't the same.
No. But also I wanted it to be like a physical contrast. Where you're watching it and you're like, how did these two link up? Like, why is this guy hanging out with this kid?
But you know, it makes it look more businessy. Mm-hmm. It makes it look more professional.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, well, if they're choosing to do this, they must know something we don't.
Yeah, and we do.
We do.
Know a little about comedy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's been a great evolution just from the beginning of the Del Talk Show.
Yeah.
So Dirk, let me ask you, what did you think of the Del Talk Show? When I came in and I had Albert Chang and all these people, I'm like, oh, I used to do this public access show when I was in high school, and I was like yapping about all this stuff. What was your first impression of all of that?
It was good. I was impressed by your crew because you had such a large crew. Mm-hmm. I've always had trouble putting together crew, and I'm not. It's not an uncommon thing. There's a lot of people that have ideas, and it's just hard to put together a crew. But you always had like a large crew. Mm-hmm. So
good group of people have come and gone, but then people who have stuck around for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Adam Bourne Bennett.
Yeah.
Met right here.
That's right. And he used to live in Monrovia.
Yeah, but he was he had bought my album with David Liebehart, the first one. So he already knew who I was.
Yeah.
And then he volunteered on stuff. And then now that's become a very weekly collaboration.
You know, I have the DVD, and of course I got to make sure I don't lose it now. It's in my bedroom somewhere. Nolan lent it to me. Nolan in Delaware, before I even knew about you.
Yeah.
He said some guy came in one day to his room, and he says, dude, there's this public access, and he says it's what inspired him of what he thought LA was. That you could just go there and just make it, not necessarily make it easily financially. He wasn't that naive, but that you could go and just find talent and start making programming and just jump out the gate. Mm-hmm. You know, and
it's true.
Yeah,
it's such so many weird people here, and what's great. This is what makes LA public access different than like in Manhattan. Manhattan, they're a little savvier, and they realize that it's just cable access, and they're just like kind of having fun with it, and it's its own community.
Yeah.
That's probably the best public access station in the country, Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Second best after KGEM.
Oh, in Manhattan, New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with LA public access, which they of course don't have in the city of LA anymore.
Yeah.
you're so close to mainstream television.
Yeah.
Like you go drive, you see them shooting TV shows. So everyone is kind of like duping themselves into like, well, if I do it on public access, next stop NBC.
Yeah.
So you get people who are really willing to act weird and try unique things and be directable.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, I'm just gonna put on my reel, blah, blah, blah. And back in the day, of course, now we take it for granted with cell phone cameras and how cheap cameras are. But back in the day, it was a real lot of characters. I've talked about that before on other stuff. Just all the relationships that have come out of public access.
Yeah.
Have you made a lot of friends doing this?
I call them my video cronies, and now I just don't know, just they're good friends, and we hang out, we talk, and I don't know, it's good.
It's good. It never changes. It's such a great place.
Getting on a separate subject, it's interesting you talk about people coming to LA to make it. Nolan, Silverstein, who runs this internet TV station down the street here, and says, I can tell by how someone talks where they're from. A lot of people that come from another state will hide their accent because they want to be LA. So it isn't the accent. He goes, it's the attitude. He goes, something will happen, and it won't matter if it's good or bad. He goes, a person from LA will go, like he'll see like me or you or Adam Bennett, and something will happen, and they'll go, or like it's just like a thing. He goes, people that come from out of state, they go, oh my God, I got this part. Like even if we got a part and it was paying, like we got a paying gig, we'd be like, hey, I'm getting paid, and then there'd be other things where if something happened, or something bad would happen, we'd be like, well,
it's business.
Yeah. It's just business. It's just business to us. Because we're from here, he goes, it's funny, he goes, people from out of state were like, oh my God, this happened, oh my God. And then they'll have it'll be like a big thing, and then if it's negative, and then if it's positive, like, whoa. And they're like, so he just says, because you guys run this town. So to you, it's business,
You just see all of these people come, and it's the same rap. Because I was just in Philadelphia. Yeah. And that's a great city, but there's just people who live there, regular people. Yeah. So the couple people I met, I feel like everyone I know anyway from LA, it's always like, oh, I'm a comedian, I'm a musician. They have some hustle that they're trying to do. Yeah. Or like something. And then there, it's like, just like normal people.
Where's this at?
In Philadelphia, just other places other than LA.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so like what? Entertain me. Like, come on, like, what, you're not trying to be an entertainer? Like, it's just less, and it's just entertaining here. It's such a great, it's like a movie. It's like a TV show, or maybe a video game. It's like its own world where you go in, there's characters, and you can kind of...
Yeah, but I've hung out with the other crowd. I've hung out with crowds, a lot of people. There's a lot, most people in LA are not into getting into the industry. Excuse me, people out there.
You up late last night, Dirk?
Yes, I was. I went to the show called The Queer Space.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were talking about this.
Put on by the famous Jordan Kramer. Ms. Gordon Kramer, and she's got stuff on YouTube and.
Well, we should get back to more Monrovia stuff.
Okay, all right, yeah.
We're getting off to. So that's the great thing. We start in the middle, we end in the middle.
Yeah.
It's all middle here.
Yeah.
On Memories of Monrovia.
Our motto here at KGEM, here, Chris, switch me. There we go. Is we're mediocre. We're in the middle. We're very regular. Bland. Those are the words that describe us. Passe.
Bland.
Yeah, bland.
That's,
a good plate of bland food.
Yeah, but it's bland. But that's the thing that's great about public access. It's bland. Yeah. And then you'll just be eating like the cornflakes. All of a sudden, there'll be like a crunch berry in the middle of weirdness. Yeah. You're like, what the hell is that? And then it'll go back to the blandness.
It's like when you were a kid and like spaghetti. So it's very bland. And then they make sure that every kid got one meatball. And you dig through it, and all of a sudden oh crap! I got a meatball. And then in there for that one moment, your spaghetti dinner became wonderful. That's how public access is.
You gotta look for the meatball.
There's a lot of good little meatballs hidden in there. You just got to find it.
Do you remember the time we were here doing the show and you got sick?
Dude.
And you just left?
I did.
That was hysterical.
And it's on film.
The whole thing, yeah.
And it came on strong.
Yeah.
I never had disease hit me that fast. It's like, I've watched movies in the past where, they always show like the virus and the guy breaks a vial and then the guy on the other side of the room is going, oh, Jesus, it's getting me. I was like going, really? And then, I don't know, I came in the door and as I'm walking in, I start getting sick. And it takes like an hour or so to set up. And we're setting up. And I'm just getting worse and worse to the point where I can't even stand up. I can't even hold my own body up. And then we're there and we're doing the internet. And I'm pouring sweat. You can see it on camera. And I'm like,
why is the sheet?
Yeah. And I'm like, and you just hear the mic fall off.
Yeah.
And I just get out of here.
And then the guy goes on. It was hysterical. But
meanwhile,
that was the same day David Liebehart accidentally got drunk.
Yeah, and
for the first time in his life.
Yeah, we go out to the thing, and somebody gave him a jolt, and it's this
like Four Loko or something.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can get at 7-Eleven. It's a tall boy, but it's for people who don't want to drink normal beer. So it's like a 24-ounce can of punch, but it's alcohol punch.
Yeah.
And they have it in the beer section, so you know not to go there. But somebody went and he said, oh, this guy, I told him I was thirsty and I wanted like an Arizona. So he runs into 7-Eleven, he gives me this. And I goes, and he chugs all down. I go, and I can smell it on him now, because it's a lot of alcohol in there, because it's like 8% or something. And I go, and I smell him, and I smell him talking, and he's actually weird. And I go, and I came in here to you, I go, hey, I think Lieberhart's drunk. And you go, oh no, Dirk.
He's a Christian
Lieberhart does
Scientist.
not drink. He does not drink. He just acts kooky. I go, well, I've met him before, but he just seems different. And you go, Dirk, listen, I got a show to run. All right. And I go, all right. And then I'm just like stagger away. I'm like a weird myself. So I can't be casting stones. So I'm just like, so then he comes in. And then after I leave, I heard you telling me like, oh my God, Dirk's right.
It's finally, like literally as soon as the show like cut, that's it. He just like falls asleep. Like more than he normally falls asleep. And he like wakes up and he's like babbling and stuff. And I just put it all together because he likes unusual drinks that he's never had before.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't like something, he drinks it extra fast to like, because he still wants to get his money's worth.
Yeah.
So I was like, Dave, did you try any unusual drinks? And then he I was like, oh, yep, he drank a alcoholic energy drink.
Oh, somebody else told him.
I think he just oh wow, that's an unusual can. Ooh, this sure tastes bad.
He might have bought it himself.
Yeah, no one's gonna card him. He's 50 years old. You know?
Yeah.
But see, how great is it that the one time he did that, it was all on camera.
Yeah,
this is a magic factory here.
It is. We make dreams come true. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, we've also learned to crowd guess, because sometimes it would get wild, and now we've learned, which is interesting, because now that we're at Dronebox, we're kind of like mentoring Nolan about, you got to keep an eye on people, because there's a lot of people that want to turn it into a party fest, and those people are just going to slow down the process. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of funny. I started talking to Nolan about that. I go, you don't want to make this a party. Mm-hmm. And so it's funny, now he's starting to come along, I said, because dude, we went through the exam, or he'll be like shocked. Like I remember like a couple of months ago, he was shocked that someone was running up and down the halls and causing all kind of mayhem. I said, dude, we went through that with Del Talk years ago. There'd be dudes all freaking out over there, And I go, that's just the nature of the game, and you got to have somebody deal with it. So we hired a guy to deal with it. He would go around, and I would kind of do it too, where we'd walk through the thing, hey, shake everyone's hand, and then when anyone didn't seem like they were keeping their crap together, you're like, so.
Yeah, we've had some scallywags come through here.
Oh yeah.
We had Black Chris.
Oh, dude,
he was pretty drunk too. Matt Teardrop was drunk.
And then I followed him for a while on Twitter. Back when I don't do Twitter much, but I was following him on Twitter. He was nuts, and I would follow just to follow him, because his posts were like outrageous.
Yeah.
So, what is he doing now?
He's still around.
Is he mellowed out a little bit? I think he did.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Because you can't keep going the way that.
Mm-mm. No, he has. For a while there, though, he was really, again, it's great we got to capture it here on film. Whatever happened to Eric Chase?
Oh,
I thought he was so funny.
Don Kramer.
And I wanted to, that's right, I wanted to work with him more. And he was just like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
he's
ever see
around.
him? Do you see him around still?
He's working full time for, he's an insurance agent.
Right.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? It almost sounds like it's like an undercover job. Like he's really doing something else. I work insurance.
I thought he was really a funny actor.
He is.
At what he was doing, he was like...
The Dirk side was originally going to be the Eric Chase show where you were never going to see me. I was going to write for him. And I wanted him to be the host. I thought he was better looking. He was funnier. I did one pilot show because Travis and Lance were like, everybody comes in here and says they want to do a show. And I said, no, I think mine will be funny. Everyone says they're going to be funny. So I did a pilot show. I got together some people, classmates, and we did a show with him. And I said, this is what I want to do. And I put it on DVD. I learned how to edit. I learned all that. And they go, we love it.
He would emote really like over the top.
And then Travis goes, you know what? Why don't you just do it? So then I became the host of my own show. So, but anyway, yeah.
He looked like a newscaster, just like a bland guy, like blandly handsome, just like a regular straight man.
But yeah, but
like
he has
Leslie
this
Nielsen.
way. But I love Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had this.
He would just the way he'd move his face when somebody would say something. He just had this way about him.
Very natural.
And it was funny. It was hilarious. Mm-hmm. And I remember showing it to people. But yeah, I'd like to do another one.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe now that we're back, he'll come back.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so what's going on at the Elks Lodge? You're not there anymore? It was the West L.A. Elks Lodge, right? Or
the Moose Lodge. The Santa Monica Moose Lodge. Dude, it bummed me out going there.
Is it kind of like the Night of the Living Dead there? A lot of old folks.
It's a lot of people, baby boomers, people of my parents' generation, are, I call them bitter boomers. They are.
I love it.
So mad that they're getting older, and they feel really. This is my take on it. They feel burned by the American dream because they have less money than ever.
Yeah.
They don't understand the kids, like any old person, old generation, the technology, and they're all getting divorced now because they're living longer than ever and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all these West LA divorced, newly, at age 50 and 40 and stuff, or have stayed single because me generation and I don't need a man, I need a career or whatever to be happy, or I'm gonna play the field and date young women. Anyway.
Yeah.
The chickens have come to roost.
Yeah.
And it's all of these single people,
and they just
age 40 plus,
and they just stay at the Moose Lodge.
And they go. It's like a pickup joint.
Oh.
And I heard these two women talking about one of them made out with another guy who was that's you're 50 years old and you're trying to make out with someone.
Well, I think that's good.
You think that's good?
Well, no,
haven't you learned anything? That's not going to make you happy.
It is going to make you happy.
Temporarily. It's obviously just going from hook up to hook up and canoodling.
Hey, let me tell you, that's better than what a lot of 50-year-olds do. A lot of 50-year-olds just stay at home, watch TV. And they do nothing.
See,
they never kiss. They never kiss anyone. They never hold anyone's hand. They just watch TV and they. So no, I give them credit. I give them credit. Thank God you're kissing somebody because, like I said, there's a lot of 50-year-olds that give up and.
It was like a look into the future potentially, though.
Uh-huh.
And just that I could make it to adulthood, afford to live in Santa Monica, and still go to the Moose Lodge to see a Steely Dan cover band and try to make it.
With that. Things like that, I try not to put someone down like that. But what I say about myself is that it makes me work harder at my career. Even right now, what I'm doing is, I'm hanging out and working with these two TV stations, and I'm meeting a lot of young people, and I'm enjoying it. And I want to keep doing that, only get paid more and to do it on a grander scale.
Yeah.
And have more viewership. But I always want to be with new talent rolling in, and I like my finger on the pulse.
Well, you have an amazing disposition, which is why I think that you worked so well for the Del Talk Show. You're just gung ho for everything.
Yeah.
And you're not an ageist. You'll be friends with anybody from any age, any type of person.
Yeah.
You treat everybody the same.
Yeah, I do. I believe in that. And when I was young, I didn't like that. I didn't like that when people would not listen to me because
when you were like a kid.
Yeah, or like when I was in my 20s, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I have good ideas.
Uh-huh.
You know, so anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so I think more people need to be like Dirk.
Yeah.
That's my and more people need to do public access
Yeah, they do.
because it leads to a lot of personal growth.
Yeah, and if you need to express yourself, because sometimes people are frustrated and they want to talk about something, and sometimes they say, well, you should come on down and we'll film it. And you can put it on YouTube, you know. They want to talk about something, and I'll just say, yeah.
I gotta say, I was having kind of a crummy day, but as soon as I got into here, it was just like public access
I've done
mode.
that too.
And I like there's just like other stuff going on. Like your son is directing the show right now.
Yeah, I got a 12-year-old.
He's like
he's got a 12-year-old in there.
He's directing it. Like no,
But that's good for him.
Yeah, that's cool. But like we can just come in here and like do this.
Yeah.
It's like a studio or like a gym or like an
Yeah.
artist studio. I mean,
Yeah.
where you can like come and like do a talk show and like
Yeah.
get your feelings out.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, and I'm glad. Yeah, I've been like that, where I've had like a bad day. Like you kind of had a bad morning that spilled over from a bad night.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see what happens.
And but yeah, you come in here and you're like, hey, I got another day, and it's a win-win. I mean, it's whatever happens, it's a positive thing. And one thing I always feel good about my career here, and that is, listen, I never worry about being, I worry about being alone, but then I think, hey, but I'm going to meet somebody, and I'm going to meet somebody successful through whatever I'm doing here. If I was in a position, where, say, I was thinking about breaking up with my girlfriend, I would say to myself, hey, I'm just going to keep coming to work, plugging away, and it's either going to make her happy when I get successful if I stay with her, and if I don't stay with her, that's okay too, because I'm going to meet somebody else who's successful and upwardly mobile, as long as I keep myself successful and upwardly mobile.
Keep it churning and
just keep going out there
and once
shaving and just
I should have shaved this
don't
morning.
stay in. So what are we gonna have eat?
That's a good question.
I gotta
Back in Monrovia, I'm trying to think of my old favorite stomping grounds.
Yeah, I gotta find out. How much money I got.
I had some money, Dirk. Don't worry about it.
All right.
And we can keep doing this while we get reacquainted. I love to start doing the Del Talk Show here again.
Okay, let's do that.
I want to do the Del Talk Show movie.
Yeah. I'm working on an opening scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about that at lunch. But
Okay,
we'll
we'll
do
do
too
that.
much.
Yeah, we don't want to give away.
But
yeah, but trust me, kids, it's gonna be great out there.
yeah, and I never would have felt empowered enough to be like, oh yeah, we could just make a movie if it weren't for this experience at Public Access.
Yeah.
And realizing you too can do this. You can get on Public Access. You can have your own show. If you're watching this right now on KGEM or KMAC or Kmart, whatever it's called, pick up the phone, Community Media of the Foothills. Come produce your own show. It's super easy. It's been just Dirk and I today, and then Chris was playing video games. Put the set ready to go. Lit
Yeah,
it
my
up.
son Chris was
Took
switcher.
an hour.
He's in the control room.
Yeah, and then he was just like, oh, no more video games. Let me just direct a TV show.
And by the way, that's a message to the youth.
Yeah.
Come on down. I mean, we're training a 12-year-old right now to learn how to do stuff. He knows how to wrap cable now, which is a delicate thing because you don't know how to manhandle it. It's not like some extension cord. And now he's learning how the switcher works. So, pretty soon we're going to get him on camera.
Yeah.
So, and he's done a little camera. But
That's right. Chris and I have worked together for many years.
yeah. So we're going to do it.
So yeah, we're going to keep it going, and it's great to be back in Monrovia.
All right. And
We'll see you on TV.
Perfect. All right.
Hi.
Great.
Yeah.
How are you?
I don't think you want to move.
I don't.
I think you need to have our food delivered. This is a great
Dad.
topic. If we had a TV